Today, we will be talking about going abroad as as a student with disabilities. And I'm here with Day Across, and we will be talking about all of the different things to think about as you're planning to go abroad. So, first is what we're going to be talking about today. So, what is education abroad? Where and how can I travel? And how do I pay for it? And what is the overall process and timeline and everything? So, education abroad is not just study abroad, although we do offer lots of programs where it's that traditional study abroad where you can go to another country and take classes at a university or an institution abroad. That's really the study abroad. But we also have faculty-led abroad programs, and that is when a TW faculty member decides to add a travel component to an existing TW class. This is the uh, most popular option for our students. However, if you want an experiential program, we do also have different programs abroad that you can do an internship, service learning, and research. So that's a way to get hands-on experience while abroad and learn in another way. So why does education abroad matter? For global awareness, this is what we want all students to have and be aware, knowledge related to how environmental, social, cultural, political, and economic systems impact the world. So this is that you are aware of what's going around of what's going on around the world. So you're aware that the that there is medicine and healthcare practices in the US and other countries. And then global perspectives is thinking critically about those similarities and differences. So it is the ability to examine links between one's own life and the diverse lives of others. And so, what are the merits and challenges of the different medicine and healthcare practices globally? And finally, global engagement. So this is intentionally participating in intercultural interactions and problem solving. So this is exactly the studying or conducting research abroad, participating in a community, and seeking experiences that expand your worldview. So why should we study abroad? There's lots of different reasons, and these are just some of them. There's personal, academic, and professional growth. So maybe you want to learn or practice and improve a language. Getting to be in another country that's speaking that language and using it every day is a great way to do that. You also have the opportunity to travel. So outside of just the city that you are going to uh, have your experience in, you might also be able to travel around the rest of that country or other countries nearby. You'll also be able to challenge your beliefs and bias by seeing and experiencing life in a different way. You'll also gain confidence in yourself when you are able to navigate a new city and a new subway system and learn all these different things about yourself. It also helps with employment opportunities. It's a really great way to boost your resume. Employers really like to see that students have abroad experiences because of all of the skills and competencies that you learn while you're abroad. It also gives you a break outside of your academic routine here in Texas, and you will develop the skills and provide experiences outside of just the classroom. You'll also be able to network and meet lots of people and make friends that last a lifetime, or maybe even networking. So these are some of the competencies that NACE says that the career ready workforce is looking for. So what employers are looking for. And so these a lot, if not all of them, are going to apply to what you do abroad and how you're going to work on these skills to improve them while you're abroad. So where and how can I travel? So, like I said, TW faculty-led abroad courses is one of the most popular options for our students, and that is some of our academic areas go regularly every year, like nursing and honors, but other ones depends on the faculty who when they want to study and where they want to go. The length is usually from 1 to 3 weeks long, and it is typically over summer break and sometimes winter and spring break. Locations is everywhere in the world, and because it's a shorter time frame, and the TW courses, regular TW credit, the average cost is lower than some of the other programs that we offer. So some past faculty-led programs have been various music programs abroad, so concert choir in Eastern Europe and band in Ireland, lots of different ways that you can experience and actually perform while abroad too. Honors goes every year to somewhere in Europe, and nursing also goes, is another one that goes every year. Fashion and textiles has gone to Paris and Montreal and New York before, and now we'll be going to Paris next year or this May, and psychology as well. So some upcoming faculty-led programs is public health. It is the health aspects of aging in Japan, and so Dr. Yoshikawa is going to be teaching this course, which is an elective in the summer, and it's open to all undergraduate students who are pursuing careers that this might be relevant for you and might be interesting. So talk to her if you are interested in learning more about that. We also have 2 different nursing programs going abroad in May. They're going to be spring courses, and this will be for students who are J1 nursing students or above. One program is going to Great Britain, the other is going to Vietnam, and you can talk to the nursing faculty for each of those to learn more about their specific programs. There's also the Paris Fashion Tour, and so that will be happening in May, also another summer course, and so I would contact Dr. McGee for more information. There's other graduate level programs that some are also repeats, and that is speech language pathology, literacy and learning, marriage and family therapy, and healthcare administration. So for graduate level students, there are a few different programs for you. Worldwide partners. So we have providers who are that we work with, and this is where you can choose your own adventure. This is when you can choose where you want to go, what you want to do there. So if you want to take classes, what classes do you want to take? Do you want to intern or research or volunteer? Do you want to go for a few weeks over the summer, or do you want to go for an entire academic year, somewhere in between? You choose your experience, and with that, the cost is going to vary based on your choices. But we have lots of programs all over the world and courses in all different disciplines, so we have lots to choose from. Harlexton College is a great program. It's really unique because in the 70s, the University of Evansville was gifted this huge English manor. So it is their British campus. It is all American students living and learning in that manor, and we typically have a few different TW students going each semester. And it is only an hour and a half ride from London by train, and it is a great experience to have a community with you in this beautiful manor. Also, we have a bonus scholarship of $500 for the summer and $1,000 for the semester for any student who decides to study abroad at Harlexton. Their student life is very similar to an American college because it's the British campus of an American college. So there's res life and student orgs and clubs and sports and everything. So there's lots to do to be involved, and you are actually sorted into one of four houses, and you earn points for your houses in different competitions and events. So it's very much a community-based experience. The coursework is going to vary. There will always be some British studies that is taught by British faculty, but also we have faculty from around the US who go and teach abroad for a semester. And so depending on the faculty who's there teaching that semester is which courses are offered. And there are many different disciplines that are offered. So whatever your major is, you may be able to find some courses that work for you. Harlexton First Scholars Program is a brand new program. This fall right now is their first ever iteration of it. And so it is for students who are first of their kind in any way. So that's typically the first generation students, and it is extra support before you go and while you go. And that is extra support in every sense of the word, including lots of workshops and events and pre-orientation. So, and it helps you prepare to go abroad and live abroad. And it also provides a scholarship. So we had one student who was there this summer or this fall, and she was accepted into this program, and she got her entire tuition covered with her application for the First Scholars Program. It is only in the fall, so if you are interested, make sure that you think about which fall semester you want to apply for, if that's going to be fall 2025. Internships, we've had them in all over the world and all different kinds of majors. Some examples are business in Barcelona, sociology in Dublin, marketing in UK, fashion in Paris, and Spanish in Valencia. So we have lots to choose from, and a lot of students who really like this option to have hands-on experience in their field and be able to get abroad and have it count for credit towards their degree. So where should you go? These are some questions to think about when you want to consider going abroad. So what are your priorities and what are your interests? These are, academic, personal interests, but also what's more important to you, the location or the coursework that has more interesting courses? How important are disability access factors for you? So thinking about public transportation, distance from campus, from housing, the weather, the presence of a deaf community, local disability groups. Are there other factors more important to you than disability, such as the cost of the program, cultural or religious community, or learning a specific language? What trade-offs are you willing to make in order to have the experience you're seeking for? So thinking about your priorities again. Do you have a sense of adventure, or do you want a little bit more predictable and comfortable experience? Like, how far do you want to go outside of your comfort zone? Many countries have ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, or have laws similar to the ADA, which offer some of the legal rights that may be important to you as a person with a disability. To learn more about disability rights and attitudes in a particular country, do your research. This is really on you to do your research on where you want to go. So learn about the disability rights and the anti-discrimination laws that are already in place there. Connect with the organizations and networks in the countries that you plan to visit. You can visit the UN Enable website to find out whether that country you plan to visit has signed that United Nations Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities. You can also check with OSAC, which is a partnership with the Department of State's diplomatic security services and security professionals from U.S. organizations operating abroad. And OSAC actually offers information on healthcare abroad, as well as details on the social status of women, people with disabilities, LGBTQ individuals, and racial minorities. So it's also important to not only rely on reports from non-disabled people who may know a lot about that destination country, but it's from their perspective. So they might not be familiar with the disability experience and resources. So do your research and that's the most important thing. Yes.
This is Nadea. I do want to chime in here that Alex has alluded to several times that the Americans with Disabilities Act in Section 504 do not apply to international countries. So the rights that you're accustomed to here in the United States may not translate very well over to a different country. However, Disability Services is dedicated to supporting you. It's just the way that we may typically do stuff on the TPB home campus may look a little different when you're studying abroad.
So next, how do I pay for it? If you are earning academic credit, almost always you can use your financial aid. Everyone's award package is going to be different, so make sure that you discuss your financial aid package and your funding plans with our office and with financial aid so that you are fully aware of what is your situation. We have lots of scholarships. The Terry Foundation Scholars Funding has a $5,000 stipend for all of our Terry scholars. TWU has an Education Abroad scholarship that is up to $1,500, and that's for all students, undergraduates and graduates, as long as you are earning academic credit. And that's offered twice a year. Our providers also have scholarships and grants that you can apply for, and you can earn a lot of money through that. There's nationally competitive scholarships like the Gilman Scholarship, which is open to undergraduate Pell Grant eligible students, and that's up to $5,000. There's also the Fund for Education Abroad Scholarship, which is another $5,000. Host universities sometimes have scholarships. So say you choose a university, some of them have scholarships specifically for students who are coming from another country and studying abroad there. So there are a lot of different scholarships available on our website to check out and apply for. There's also some disability scholarships. So especially in the UK, there are different grants and scholarships that you can apply for. And there is the Disability Rights UK Funding Higher Education for Disabled Students. So that will also help with your cost of living. So make sure that you do your research and see that you are eligible. There are lots of different scholarships available as long as you look for them. Here's an example of a student who went to Greece over the summer, and the program fee with the provider was almost $7,500. And then thinking about the meals and books and airfare, local transportation, we had an estimated budget of $11,605. But the student got, and that's a little scary, for a little over a month, that's a lot of money. But the student got the $5,000 Gilman Scholarship, the TWU scholarship, and scholarships from the provider as well. She only needed to come up with $1,600 and left for financial aid and other scholarships to cover, and so she got her entire program paid for because financial aid covered that remaining bit. Planning ahead for applying for scholarships is really important in order to get all of this money so that you can get your program paid for, or partially paid for even. This is a student who was in Florence, Italy for a semester, and so their program cost, their budget was a little bit higher because it was for a longer period of time of $18,000 and some change. Again, she got the Gilman Scholarship, the TWU one, some from the providers, and she got the $5,000 Terry Scholar. So again, it was going from 18,000, which is a very big number and a little scary to look at, down to $3,000, which financial aid was able to cover. So thinking about this and planning is really important. So what is the process? You'll want to identify your goals and priorities of why do you want to go? What are you going to get out of it? What's important to you? Is it the location? Is it the coursework? Is it the disability access? What is most important to you? You'll compare all of the different programs that we offer. We have many, many to choose from, and you will apply to a program. Part of that application is getting your courses pre-approved, and so that you know that those courses are going to come back and fit into your degree plan before you even go. You'll also apply to scholarships and understand that how you're going to pay for it and have a plan for that. You will be preparing to leave and with pre-departure orientation, and then have a great time abroad, come back as an alumni, and you'll be welcomed back with a reentry orientation. So as of right now, what's important is to talk to your academic advisor about what courses you want to take. So core courses and global perspectives are usually really great to take abroad. So if you're going to be taking the, if you need to take that culture, language, and philosophy core course, don't take it here. Save it. Don't take it right away. Save it until you want to take it abroad. But also talk to your advisors about major and minor courses and which ones of those you're able to take abroad. You'll also want to do some goal setting and identifying why you want to go abroad and what you want to get out of it. You can set an appointment with our office in order to talk about your options and answer all your questions and explore your different scholarship opportunities. What you are eligible for, and budgeting for what you're going to be doing abroad so that you have an idea of how much you need to save up or what scholarships you're going to apply for and all of that. So preparing to go abroad with a disability, one of the biggest things that we would recommend that is not required but would be really helpful is to disclose your disability. So working with our providers, the earlier that you can disclose your disability to our office, to them, the sooner that we can make sure that your accommodations are set up and that we can sort that out together. It is important for you to be your own advocate and understand what you need and what is best for you. So because of the different laws in place, some accommodations may not be exactly the same. And so what is possible and versus what is needed, and making those decisions early on. So being your own advocate of what you need to be successful abroad. You'll want to determine your accommodations. In most cases, that is typically what the providers need is a letter from our DSS office here. And planning for success. Challenge by choice is how much challenge do you want? Do you want to step out of your comfort zone or just stretch your comfort zone a little bit? Or do you want to go jump in the deep end? How much challenge do you want to encounter while abroad? So it's really important that you know your resources and do your research before you go abroad so that you are prepared when something may happen. You already know what needs to be done and who you need to contact. You want to stay in touch with our office, with TW, with DSS, with the provider, and be patient with yourself and be open-minded. So there's going to be a lot of differences and challenges, and they might be even better, and you're like, oh, this is amazing. And they might be really hard. So just be patient yourself, and be patient with yourself as you're going through these challenges.
So stepping back just a little bit to step 3 when determining accommodations, oftentimes, especially if it's faculty led, we'll be able to do the accommodations that you're used to, such as, audiobooks or extended time on exams. However, if physical access is needed, like wheelchair access or walker access, or you need a sign language interpreter or a captioner, like what we have here today, we need to know that as soon as possible. So, as Alex shared, preparation is key. Communicating with us in advance will be very helpful so we can ensure that you have everything that you need. And we can assist you with the process of disclosing what your disability is if you choose to, or just what kind of access barriers you're going to have while abroad. We can help them bridge that communication between the Education Abroad staff and the provider that you're working with.
So medications when traveling internationally. Again, this is really up to you. You need to know what is, you need to do your research, because your medication dosages and your medical history the best out of anyone in the world. You know that it the best. So you need to do your research on how to manage your medications while you're traveling outside your country. It's really important to have documentation, knowing the countries that you're going to, what some countries do not allow certain substances and or certain medications, because they have different laws, and so your medication may be illegal to bring in or to purchase in that host country. And so understand um, in this early on in the process, doing your research to understand what you need in order to uh, keep your medication, whether that is having that documentation, a doctor's note to show that, or if there's something else that needs to be done. There's also keeping it on you at all times, so make sure that it is in your carry-on luggage. You don't pack it in your checked luggage, because you might lose your luggage and you don't want to lose your medication. Always keep it on you. Vaccinations, so some countries require different vaccinations, so check with your doctor if those vaccinations have any links to medication that you were on and that you are aware that you will take as well. Some students who struggle with mental health sometimes go abroad, and because they're in this new environment, they feel so good and they feel so much better, and they think, oh, I feel better, I don't need to take medication anymore, I'm done. No, please don't stop, the medication is working. That is why, that is part of the reason why you're feeling better, is the medication is working. And yes, being abroad will be, you might feel better because of that too. But please do not take pause or change your medication without talking to your doctor. It's also important to talk to your doctor about going abroad and going to different countries to understand how different countries might affect you. So there's different elevation at different countries. So maybe that might affect your medical health or your or anything like that that you want to be aware of. So again, we have you can go on our website and search all of our different programs to see what is available for you and see what you'd like. You can search by location, by term, and by academic areas. So this is one way to look for different programs. We have a bunch of different events coming up. We have on our website, we have a new events page that shows all of the different upcoming events as well as recordings from previous events. Every Wednesday, we have an open office hour, and then we have the first Thursday of lunch this Thursday, and that's going to be a free lunch for international students as well as students who are interested in international education abroad. So if you are interested, please email us at educationabroad@tw.edu so you can RSVP. We have a specific scholarship info session for the Fund for Education Abroad coming up, and International Education Week is coming up in a few weeks as well, and we're going to have lots of different events during that week. So, brainstorming worksheet that you can use to think about your goals and the questions and concerns, and think about your priorities that you can use. This can be a starting point, a vision board to see yourself pursuing education abroad. You are welcome to connect with us on our website, on Instagram. We have a newsletter, a monthly newsletter, and you can also reach out to us through email, and we're in Old Main. And also, of course, connect with DSS.
Yes.
We have different resources at the end of this presentation with links. These last two are resources that are found on our website, so you can easily access them on our website at tw.edu/education-abroad. So lots of different resources for you, and I will,
We hope that you do study abroad and take advantage of this great opportunity to expand your knowledge and your global awareness. So we're in CFO 106. Call or email if you have any questions. We'd be happy to work with you and with the Education Abroad staff to support you on your journeys.
Okay, thank you so much.